Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Chev. Welcome to part 2 of my Zero to Hero series featuring the 2004 WRX wagon. So we got the spare EJ20. We're going to start tearing this down, and I already have it partially tore down. I took off the intake manifold and the accessories and anything that was left on the top of the engine, and then I went ahead and plugged all the holes with paper towels. So this engine's already been through one round of cleaning with like degreasers, and it was quite a mess, but I got a lot of the dirt and grime off. But as you can see, there's still quite a bit of dirt caked onto this engine, so we're going to go after it with the wire wheel and see how shiny we can get it. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it and start wire wheeling this. Alright, looking better already. And this is going to be quite a messy job, so I'm going to get the hatch, put the car cover on that so it doesn't get full of dust. But yeah, everything's looking really good. I'm getting it the best I can. After this, maybe we'll do another chemical strip with the degreaser. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch up the camera so we can do the other half. Alright guys, it's looking better already. So the wire wheel works good. I'm going to go at it with a little bit smaller wire wheel off camera. And then the next thing we're going to do is hit it back with the chemical degreaser. So yeah. Okay, so that wire wheel worked really good at taking off that caked on dirt. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the engine degreaser again. I'm using this Gunk brand from AutoZone, and this is going to sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm gonna, while it's wet, I'll be hitting it with the wire hand brush. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spray it on right now. Alright, everything's looking really good now. So I just hit it with some brake cleaner, and then I hit it with just some straight water to rinse everything off. So yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than before. So, and that's just the top. We still have to do the bottoms and everything else. So yeah, I think next we'll just reassess where we're at and maybe do the bottoms. So okay, so the top is looking much better. I got 90% of the dirt off. Still a little bit in there, but that's something I can work on as I go. I just wanted to get the majority of it off so I can keep the project moving forward. So we're going to move on to the bottom of the engine now, and I'm going to turn this baby around. So yeah, this is the bottom. This was already cleaned once with the degreaser, but it's still very dirty, as you can see. So we're going to give it another round. But this time I'm going to be taking off the engine mounts, this little shroud here, and let's see, I'm going to leave the oil pan just so that's covered. But yeah, after the bottom's clean, we can pop off the oil pan and see what it looks like under there. Take the valve covers off and do some of that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to get into this bottom real quick and go from there. So we're going to do the same thing we did to the top. Going to hit it with the wire wheel, and then after that we're going to hit it with the spray and call it good. So here we go. Alright, that is looking good for the wire brush, so now I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the foamy engine cleaner. Okay, so it's soaked for quite a while now and it's looking good. So I'm just going to rinse it down with the water and call it good. Alright, gonna let that water drain out for a little bit and go on to the next step. Okay, next up we're gonna remove the oil pan and see what's underneath. I'm not expecting anything out of the ordinary because this came from a running car, so yeah, let's check it out. we got the oil pan off. Watch out for this little gasket right here. Let me get it to focus. So yeah, there's a little gasket that goes in this hole right here. And yeah, that's it. That oil pan has been on there for quite a long time, but not much you can see from here. Nothing really on the screen, so that's good. The pickup tube. So yeah, overall looks pretty good. So I got the oil pan off, and next we're probably going to take the timing belt off. So alright, now we're going to go ahead and remove the timing belt. I've done quite a few of the single overhead cam engines. I haven't done a dual overhead cam engine, but it looks very similar, so it shouldn't be that bad. So let me quickly show you where the timing marks are supposed to be. On this cam gear, there's a notch on the plastic right here. On this one, there's also a notch in the plastic where it lines up. These two lines meet in the middle right here. Same on this side, you got two lines meeting. This top one has a line and a notch. And then the last one here is the crank gear, which has a line, and then there's this tiny notch on the oil pump. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. So yeah, this belt is very bad. It's probably one of the worst I've seen. So I'm very lucky this didn't snap and ruin the entire engine. So to start taking this apart, we're going to take off this guide right here, and then we're going to start taking off the idler pulleys. That's usually the best way to go about this. So the only real difference I see on this engine is obviously the extra cam gear, and then it's got this right here, which the single overhead cams do not have. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start taking this apart. Now we're going to go ahead and pop these valve covers off and see what we're working with. Okay, so we got the valve cover off and everything under here looks really good. And in order to remove the head studs, we're going to have to take out both of the camshafts. And we're going to start by taking off the cam gears. And in order to do that, there's a spot on the camshaft for a wrench. And then I'm able to loosen up this bolt right here. Alright, let's give this a try. So I have this wrench wedged under my table here. The only thing holding it in place is the downward pressure of this wrench. So if it does break loose, it's definitely going to crash to the ground. But let's give it a shot. Okay, so the last method did not work, where I held the camshaft on that spot where you can put a wrench. But I did have this other tool that I bought to hold the camshaft. So right now I have that wedged under my metal table to hold that in place. And then I put the larger breaker bar onto the Allen wrench. So yeah, let's see what this does. Okay, so I didn't want to do this, but this is what it's come down to. We're going to be using the old impact. Okay, so that did not work either, and I'm really afraid of stripping out this bolt, so I'll get back to you. Alright, we're going to give the impact another try. I got a fully charged battery now, and then I also took a piece of aluminum foil and kind of wedged it in there with the bit to kind of make a tighter fit. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if this works. There we go, look at that. So fully charged battery is the trick if you're taking out a camshaft bolt. Okay, so now we're going to go after the other cam gear with the fully charged impact and see how it goes. Okay, that went good. So yeah, just a reminder to fully charge your batteries before trying stuff like this. Okay, let's see. Take the cam gears off. Keep them with the same bolt. Actually, they're the same size, so doesn't matter. So yeah, this EJ20 is actually a non-AVCS motor, so it does not have the variable cams, which in my opinion is better, so because it's less stuff I gotta worry about. Okay, so we got the cam gear off, both cam gears. So now we're gonna go ahead and remove this plastic cover. Okay, that was pretty easy. So now we're going to go ahead and remove all these keepers. Alright, so we got the camshafts out. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the heads. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove the head studs with this 14mm 12-point socket. And this is about a 2-foot breaker bar. And I'm going to remove them in reverse order in which they're put in. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Alright, that's not good. Alright guys, that's really not good. Literally just broke off a head stud in the block. It's gotta be worst case scenario, so yeah, I'm gonna shut off the camera and regroup here. Alright guys, I'm back. So yeah, that was a pretty devastating blow right there. So if you can see this bolt here, there's a lot of rust on it, which compromised the strength of the bolt. So that's pretty terrible. I don't know what we're going to do from here, but I'm going to go ahead and finish removing the rest of these bolts so we can get this head off. Alright, so we're going to go and reinstall the camshafts because there's buckets here, and these will fall out if I don't put the camshafts back in. And these are all designed, each bucket is designed for the hole it was put in, so we don't want to mix those up. Alright guys, we got the head off. Let's just check out this hole here. Oh man, this is not good. So there's literally a bunch of sand in this hole. That's not something you see every day. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. That's just really sucks. So, let me tell you something about this car this engine came from. This had to be the rustiest WRX on the planet. I'm not kidding you. You may think you've seen a rusty WRX. You've never seen one this rusty. Like, it was to the core of the car, it was just pure rust. So, honestly, this isn't too surprising, but I don't know. It just really sucks. So I'm going to have to do some research on that and possibly drill this out or something, or I'm not exactly sure, but all I know is it's not good. So yeah, we got this head off. I guess I'm going to start working on the other side, and you know, once we get the other one off, it's probably going to conclude this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching so far. Okay, so hopefully we can get these two off a little bit easier. Alright, so that was super easy. Fully charged battery does the trick. Alright, let's take these off. Alright, now I can go ahead and pop this cover off. Alright, then let's just go ahead right away and pop off these camshafts. Alright, now we're ready to remove the head studs again. Hopefully nothing bad happens this time and they all come out easy. Alright, let's give it a shot. Alright, alright everyone, so everything looks okay here. So there's what looks to be like a little bit of corrosion at the top of the cylinder wall. And then a little bit up here. So yeah, head gaskets were way overdue. This is what happens when Subarus sit for a long time. The head gaskets are gonna, oil and coolant is gonna get through them. So if you ever do a Subaru rebuild, just do the head gaskets and be done with it. So yeah, that is the other head. I'm gonna set back up real quick and organize the space, and we'll just do a little recap and call her a day. So alright folks, we're nearing the end of this video here, and it's ending a little bit differently than I anticipated. I really did think this engine was good to go, besides the usual maintenance, but there's a couple issues that are making me rethink that. So we have the busted head stud in the block. That's right here. Rusted. So, and if you saw earlier, it looked like sand in the hole, which, how would sand get into a hole like that? But if you take the magnet here, all that sand, that's actually the bolt. So yeah, that sucks. So that's going to be a whole ordeal to drill that out and get the rest of the stud out. So there's that. And then when I flip this head over, if you take a look at these valves, they are rusty. Like, that's pretty bad. So and this is that same cylinder that had rust into the cylinder walls. So you know, that's probably a savable thing, but do I really want to save it when I already have another EJ20? So I'm leaning towards possibly just parting this out on the marketplace, because this is not stuff I want to deal with. I already have a ton of other work to do on this wagon besides more engine work. So yeah, that kind of sucks in that regard, but you know, I think it made for a cool video. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. I do apologize if it was a little bit choppy. It had like a choppy flow to it, just because there was so much footage that I had to incorporate that it kind of made it seem that way. So anyways, let's just take a look at this short block real quick. So I mean, is it usable? Probably. Do I want to do the extra work to make it work correctly? I don't know. This just doesn't seem like something I want to gamble on. And yeah, but I will update you guys in the next video on what I'm actually going to do. So, but I'm really leaning towards just rebuilding the engine that's already in here, because I think I'll be starting off on a way better foot. And like I mentioned earlier in this video, this car was so rusty that this head thing, I mean, it's not super surprising because this car was just infested with rust. So it even got all the way into the cylinder chamber. So yeah, that was a pretty long video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a like or subscribe. That really helps with the algorithm. And we'll be putting out more content for you like this. So yeah, I guess have a nice day.